when you were born, and a bit about your childhood as well.
Well, thank you very much. I am Prophet MKO Tibetan. I hail from Ondo State. I was born in Odeaye in Ondo State. Then I'm the fourth son of my parents. Then I was born on the 28th December 1960, on Friday 7:30 in the evening. So that was the message, because for somebody expecting his firstborn, we'll be ready to take all the inventory of what happens on that first day. So that was what my father passed on to me. So, but when I started in my youth age, I don't think I have the youth side, because right from the age of 7, I was born into Kerubu and Seraphim Church, in Zion Church, okay. White Garment Church. Yeah. So I was not brought in there, I was born there. So from there, the life continues. But as from age of 10, 11, 12, people have been gathering around me. I don't know what they're doing, I don't know what they want from me, but not knowing that there are things they tap from me. The prophecy has been known to them that this man is a prophet. Okay. This young boy is a prophet. So there's some of them will now ask me, by tomorrow, sir, my son, let us play Ludo together, let us play draft together, let us do some games together. So when we're doing the game, I'll be telling them, I'm going to beat you 7 times. And the other one will say, no, it's not the beating, it's not the winning that they're there for, but all what they wanted to be asking me in between. So some of them will be saying, oh, my son will be coming from Lagos tomorrow. Tomorrow is a very bad day, sir. Tomorrow is the day when the witch and wizard will disturb the high street, this and that. Don't allow your son to come. Let your son come next Wednesday, 8 o'clock, anything from Wednesday. Anything after Wednesday is okay. So all the don't know that that's what they are tapping from me. So from there, being the first son of the house, being the firstborn, everything I am doing in that house is my father. That's to say my father is my friend. My mother is my friend. Anything I did not see in my father, I won't do it. Okay. And if my father is going to the church, I will be there. And when it's time for church, I will be ready to go to church. So they don't allow me to mix with anybody. Then it's my father, my school, the house, and the reading. So when I was up like that, I do tell my father there are things I can do on my own. I go to the farm. I go to the farm when to go. Then I go to fish when to go. I go for soccer when to. So I have my times table within myself. So then I avoid being corrected by anybody, because the Spirit will now tell me what to do at the right time. Then I normally surprise my parents. So they are you in the farm? We'll be thinking that when you get to the farm, you won't know where we kept the cutlasses yesterday. I said, no. When I was coming on the way, the Lord has revealed to me where I can find those cutlasses. Then I will resume the job before they get to the farm. So that's how I've been moving since to this very hour. So that was the reason why I don't fear the word. I don't want the word. I don't want the word to give me anything. I'm thinking about heaven. I've been hearing about heaven when I was very young. I've been going to where they bury people at the age of, very dead people at the age of 11. So nothing baffled me, nothing fears me, and I don't want from you. I pray to give to you. I don't want anything from you, okay. Because it may inconvenience you. Okay. So what I did not get, I will wait for the Lord to bring it. Okay. So that is it.
So is it right if we say that at a very tender age, you were able to actually detect the potential of the Spirit of God in you? Or was it later afterwards in life that you actually recognized the presence of the Spirit of God in you?
Well, I think I started at the age of 11.
Okay.
I think it's 11. Nobody taught me. Nobody even told me, oh, you are a prophet of God. No. Not until when my father brought out the paper. When they are doing christening in Zion Church in those days, the prophet is going to be there to give you the name and everything. And then they will be writing all the whole thing, the message down for you. Okay. So all the message they wrote. When my father saw that everything was going according to what they have as the epistle, what they were before me, so he said about the Spirit of the Lord is powerful, because of what he said through when you are in your mother's womb and when you came down, everything was coming to pass. So that's all.
All right. Sir, from history, it tends to show that the Celestial Church of Christ was not part of the Christian denomination that was introduced to Nigeria by the colonial masters.
Yes.
So can you shed a bit of light as to when, how, and why did you join Celestial Church of Christ?
Thank you. If you said the Celestial Church was not brought by the colonial masters, you are right. Because when you look at the whole thing, when you look at in the book of Genesis 25, verse 23, that was the birth of Jacob and Esau. Then when you look at the story of, in the book of Genesis 12 from verse 1 to 4, he said, Abraham, leave your father's abode to a place I want to send you. Leave your father's abode. Where you are is not decent for me to send you anywhere. Then when the man never hesitates, then he moved. So we cannot say that any colonial master brought the message to Abraham. Okay. The message is from God. Okay. So the colonial master took what they believed, what they understand out of the version. Because everything is intact. It's not like when you are in an area, you never knew, when you never consult any geologist to come and know what is under your soil or what you have around you. So they will be thinking, you will be thinking that just to go to the farm and plant yam, plant maize, then do hunting, do fishing, that's the end. Look at the colonial master when they were in Africa. They never discovered the oil. So it's not Celestial alone, they never discovered the oil. So but it was later when they left that we discovered the oil. I didn't mean they knew the oil is there. What we face, what the South African people face, is what the Nigerians are going to face. You get the point. So automatically, Celestial has been in the air. But, you know, when you are created for something, when you now, the time comes, you invent it. So, Reverend Pastor SBJ Oshofa was a carpenter on his own. He was living with a priest. Then from there, he was in the forest one day, in the bush, thick forest, in order to get some logs for his carpentry. Then the Spirit of the Lord appeared to him and sent him an errand to the whole world. That this is how you are going to dress, this is how you are going to be, this is how you are going to be, this is how that. He himself was not a prophet. He just from the normal church, the normal Presbyterian church. So, but when he now brought the message, then he explained to the people of the world, you know, the book of Habakkuk 2, from verse 2 to 5. He said, write it down and make it happen. That's what he did. He now wrote it down. Now nobody even helped him to write it down. He only say it out. So then people now see that this man was not the same man we saw before. Whenever he said anything, now they come to pass. Then people start converging and converging. Then that's how this church started. And then the motive of the church is just to spread love. That what you have never belongs to you alone. When you look at the book of 1 Corinthians 13 from verse 1 to 5, he said, the slogan of the church is love. Go and share what you have with your brother. You get the point?
Yes.
So then, it has been written in the book of when you look at the book of Deuteronomy 29:29, he said the hidden thing belongs to the Lord. What he has made known. But this is a spiritual church that you cannot determine when you are to, you can only know when you enter the church. You cannot determine when you are to leave the church. You cannot determine that whether you are coming back to your house to sleep for that day. Because the Spirit of the Lord may even say, this man must not step out of the church for 3 days. So that's why, because when you look at the creation of the world, is spiritual. The Lord said, let there be light, and there was light. Let there be firmament, there was firmament. Let there be this, and it was so. So automatically, when you look at Celestial Church today, it's God's own church. It's God's own church. It's not like other churches where 2 or 3 people sat down and said, let us go and set up so and so church. Let's go and set up Okito's church. Let us go and set up Redeemed Church. Let us go and set up this church. Where we will be looking for the founder. These 70 people who are in so church, they now left the place to found so church. No, it's not Celestial. So you get what I'm saying? He said in the book of Deuteronomy 18:18, he said, I'm going to raise a prophet amongst you. Whatever he does says, then listen to him. You get the point? Yes. He raised Oshofa to bring this big church into existence. See today. So it's not a family church, it's church for everybody. He said to spread all over the whole globe. So that's also. So if you said the white people never knows about it, yes. no problem. But now they've been aware. When you look at the man that even manufactured the computer, that invent the computer, the Google, the everything, these are people invent every day. And the world is a very peaceful place to live when we decide to wait and tap our own talent. That's how it's